I got my boy Christian Charles from Milwaukee. I think you the tallest person that I'll probably interviewed as well. I don't think you remember your first year. I don't know. I think we talked about this too when we was in Syria. Because I came the second part of the season, but you were in Serbia the same time that I was there on like the mega.
Yeah, I forgot.
But I forgot the name of the team. It was like one of like the whatever the team was. But I guess because when I had got there, y'all had already played that team twice or whatever. But I remember, that you was in Serbia, but we never got to play
Yeah,
against each other.
it's crazy, man.
You
It's
remember?
crazy how that worked out, man.
Yeah. Do you remember what team that was
That I was on.
in Serbia?
I was on Novi Sad.
Novi Sad,
I
yeah.
think Novi Sad, like
Right.
second or third largest city in Serbia. But I remember, yeah.
Was your town pretty cool though?
Novi Sad was cool, man.
Okay.
Like it was cool, man.
Yeah, because I
was
got
in a smaller town, wasn't it?
Yeah, I got duped. Like I flew into Belgrade, and I was like, okay. I was like, it's straight. I got on like a train to like 3 hours up in the mountains. Like,
yeah, I remember some of those cities be like rural. I remember using a smaller city.
Yeah, and I was the only American, so like that made my first year real tough, and especially being in a Serbia. So, but yeah,
it's cold.
Yeah. Well, are you born and raised in Milwaukee?
Yeah, born and raised, man. Born and raised in Milwaukee.
And did you so also I guess being from Milwaukee, did you play any other sports?
I tried to play baseball
early on.
Yeah, early on. I wasn't too good at it. Football is real big in Wisconsin, man, but that just wasn't my sport, man. I kept growing, and started being exposed more to basketball.
Yeah. When do you think that you started getting serious? Like, did you play like YMCA or was it middle school?
I was like a late bloomer, man. I started playing I was playing when I was at like middle school. You know what I mean? I tried out for the team my freshman year. I made the team. Then sophomore year, I didn't make the team. I was playing intramurals.
Right.
I started playing serious organized basketball like going into high school.
High school, okay. So in middle school, I guess people don't know your height because are you 6'11", 7?
I'm 7'1". I was 6'6" going into my as a freshman.
Right. So
I was 6'6", man.
So in middle school, I guess having that height, did you already was it difficult? Just I guess like at that young of an age, I guess in trying to grow and grow into your height and still play at the same time.
Yeah, for sure, man. Because I wasn't like fully committed to basketball, so I was like awkward and got made fun of because I couldn't hoop. So
right.
I just think like you tall for nothing, man.
Right.
So I had other interests, man. I used to love like rap, man. I used to thought I was gonna be a rapper, dog.
Right.
So
well, I know you always had like when
you
was in Syria, you always had the playlist going. I was always asking like, what is that? Like what song is that or whatever. So yeah.
I love music, man. But yeah, I eventually started falling in love with the game. Once I got to high school, started seeing improvements.
Right.
And, but it just took a while, man.
Yeah, definitely. Like, because your height. Well, I guess when you went to high school, the first thing the coach, like, the first thing he had to say was like, "Do you play basketball? Or, like, do you want to play?" I know that your height definitely, got you people asking you those questions. Like, do you want to play or just do you want to come out and try? Is that what kind of got you out there?
Yeah, actually, I had like a cousin that was like super. He was like the star of the team.
Right.
His name is Phil Calvert. Phil Walker. He got the travel blog now. He was like the man, and he was like always encouraging me, like, yo, just come. He got me involved with AAU, and my grades was really bad in high school, man. So that kind of prevented me too.
Right.
Getting on, but I say like sophomore and junior year, I started.
Is that when it kind of like clicked?
See more potential. Yeah, that's when it started to click. But and then people started being more, pushing me more. My AAU coaches was in my ear, like, yo, you got potential, man. You need to start.
Being from Milwaukee, what year did you come out of high school?
Man, I used to be embarrassed to tell this story, man, because I ain't graduated high school on time. I did 4 years,
Okay.
and my grades were so bad. My grades were so bad, I was either gonna go to a JUCO, and then
Right.
I had option to go to a prep school.
Right.
I went to prep school, and they reclassified me as a junior. So I did like 4 years of high school, and then 2 extra years at prep school.
Right.
Now I finished in Milwaukee in 1999, and
Okay.
I ended up finishing prep school like 2001.
Okay. Now, who were some
And
guys?
then I went to my freshman year at Nova.
Was there some other guys in that we may know that you played against in high school, like in that area that went on, like the other places, or guys that maybe went on to a bigger school coming up
in Milwaukee, or just
like when you was in high
general?
school, just in general, like in that area.
In general, like coming out at that time, I think Tyson Chandler was the man. Eddie Curry was the man.
Okay, because they were in Chicago, and I know
Milwaukee
from Chicago.
Eddie Curry, Chicago.
It's on like an hour, so
I used to see them.
Okay.
But as far as Milwaukee, I can't think of nobody that like at that time
right
that was super well known. I mean, Caron Butler, he was around. He's from Racine. He's from Racine, Wisconsin.
Kenosha.
He was around that same time. Yeah. Trying to think of who else from Milwaukee, man. We had a lot of dudes, man, coming up. Now we actually got a lot more. This next younger generation.
Because I got family in that area. Actually, I don't know if, and I'm pretty sure if you're from Milwaukee, you may know that area. I had a cousin that went to Bradford and Kenosha.
What was his name?
He didn't play basketball. He didn't play basketball.
Oh, okay.
I know that he was Kenosha. That he used to his school, his high school. It was Bradford High School. I think that was in that area. Yeah. So before we get to college, so you play AAU. When you started getting recruited, like when did school start? Reaching out, and what was that process like?
Man, in high school, I really didn't get a lot of attention, man. One of the schools early on that was looking at me was Wisconsin, but before that, it was like a lot of JUCOs.
Right.
A lot of JUCOs in Kansas. But then when I went to prep school, when I went to the East Coast, then I started getting exposed to another, like going to those tournaments on the East Coast, and it was just like a lot more exposure. You know what I'm saying? Like I was trying to think of the names of them.
Now, when you finished up high school, had you already, were you still in your spurt, or had you already finished?
I was still growing, man. I think when I finished high school, I was like 6'10", 6'11".
But like just your height alone, and just your height alone probably got you some looks, especially in the sport, just a basketball, but you being 6'10", 6'11", you probably had some schools that were on you, because of your height.
Oh yeah. Like I said, coming out of high school, I like a lot of JUCOs. Then we played in a couple AAU tournaments. I also think like University of Albany, like a lot of small D1s coming out of Milwaukee. But then when I went to prep school, that's when it started.
Right.
Started a lot more exposure. Man.
Right. So you ended up at Villanova. So how'd that come about, and what was that process like, transitioning from high school and to Nova, and then why Villanova?
Man. So I had played in a few tournaments when I went to prep school, and then Villanova at the time, the coach was Steve Lapis. It was Steve Lapis, and they had an assistant coach named Joe Jones, who was like, cool with. He wasn't there yet.
Okay.
But they were recruiting me, and I had been there a few times because my prep school was in York, Pennsylvania, and
what prep school was
right outside of Philly. It was called Crispus Attucks. They don't have a team anymore, but it was a little prep school in York, Pennsylvania. Then I went to Milford Academy after that for a little bit in Connecticut.
Okay.
But they were recruiting me, man. And then I actually committed to Seton Hall when they had like Andre Barrett, Samuel Gallenberg there, Eddie Griffin, who was a beast. Rest in peace, man.
Rest in peace to
Eddie. I was supposed to go there.
Yeah.
And then Tommy Amaker was there, and then he left to go to Michigan.
Okay.
After I committed, so my mom, she was like, Michigan was recruiting me before he had went there. And my mom had seen the campus, and she was like, "Well, you might as well follow. They want me to follow him." But I was like, "Man, I wasn't sure about the situation, so
Right.
I decommitted, and then Jay Wright went to Villanova, and the assistant stayed that I
Oh,
had a relationship with. So I started, talking to Coach Wright and Joe Jones, and that's how that developed. I ended up signing there.
right. Now, who were some of the guys at Nova? I know this was back like when we were like the early 2000s. Who were some other guys on that team? Was Brandon Roy and Randy Foy? Did you when you got to Nova? Yeah.
So when I got there, it was they came my second year because I redshirted my second year. They came that second year. That it was Randy Foy, Alan Ray,
Yeah.
Jason Frazier, and then after that, Kyle Lowry came, Mike Nardi. So we had that was like kind of the resurgence of the program. They like really they was like number 2 recruiting class, number 1
Right.
recruiting class coming in.
Right. Now, who
Yeah,
was some?
Curtis Sumter, who was nice.
Yeah, Curtis. Yep. Who were some other teams in the Big East, and who were some other guys that you played against during that time? I know that conference is always loaded.
And that's when like the Big East had like 16 teams from all over. I mean, I think UConn was big there, man. They had
Was that when Kimber?
Marcus Williams. That was a little before him. They had
Okay.
Ben Gordon,
Oh, damn.
Ben Gordon, Charlie Villanueva,
Oh,
Rudy Gay was there for a little bit, and Emeka Okafor. That was like they had like just a squad, man. And then trying to think what Big East was just tough, man. Even like the
right.
the lower level teams was
Yeah.
tough, man.
But that's what I was going to ask. What was that transition like from high school and especially from to Villanova to the Big East? What was that transition like?
Man, just the physicality of it. I'm skinny dude. I'm still skinny, man.
Right.
It was just tough. Like I remember going in like the first few individual workouts, just noticing the physicality, not even being able to get a shot off because I just was getting pushed around, man. So the first thing I noticed was like, damn, I gotta get stronger
Right.
and adapt to the speed of play. It was fast.
Well, you was practicing against pros every day, like you said, like Curtis Sumter,
Yeah.
and all those guys you had, at Villanova, because there was quite a few guys that went on, even if it was NBA or went to overseas that played at a high level.
Yeah, man. And like that really helped me. Like I didn't get a chance to play a lot when I was at Villanova.
Right.
And like I averaged like 1 point. I was one of the last dudes off the bench, but I knew I could play, man. Like
right.
it just was in a situation where I was playing this behind, you know what I'm saying? He played, Coach Wright was the 4-guard lineup.
Right.
So it was like small ball. And I had to adjust, man. But I knew that I could play. I just was like, I'm in a situation where I just got pros in front of me, man.
Yeah, but I'm glad you said that too, because like this day and age, kids like you said, like your situation and you knew that you could play, you was waiting for your opportunity. But like kids now, like they would just transfer out like ASAP, like, oh, I got to go over here because I ain't playing. But you stayed the whole time and grinded out, and I'm pretty sure sometimes that you probably did think about leaving, but it's good that you stayed because you was there all 4 years, and you probably built relationships with those guys. I'm pretty sure that you still talk with to this day.
That's what it was, man. Like you said, just like the relationships is what kept me. Like like you say, like people, they want they talk to you about transferring. You could be the man, go to a smaller school, be the man.
Right.
But like you said, man, I was already a part of what the team was about. I was like, I can't leave now. Like we had a good thing there. Like it was like family, the brotherhood. So I was like, I'm already invested. I bought into this. I'm gonna ride it out.
Right. And there had to be some good just like ball in the summer, because where you were in Nova, it's like 5 colleges like right on top of each other. Like
yeah.
St. Joe's.
LaSalle, Drexel.
Yeah. So I know
it's like a lot of.
So I know that run in the summer had to be some good run just in that in that area, right? Yeah.
It was off the hook, man. Every summer, like we had the Philly Summer Leagues, like Sunny Hill.
Right.
Just like they're all the pros overseas and college guys, they play in that. So like you said, all those schools in the Philadelphia area, Temple and all that. Temple was in the hood.
Right. Right. What when you was at Nova, But what was I guess Jay Wright has been there for a while. What's some what was some about that just Coach Wright that because he looked like he has a good connection with his players that drew you there to Coach Wright?
Yeah, man. He, when I was there, man, like he can go in any environment, man. Like I seen this dude go into like North Philly and recruit people like in the hood, like what I mean. And then he can go into like a boardroom setting with the alums and donors,
right?
And kind of operate, you know what I mean? Like he
can adapt.
I think he can adapt, man. Like he's great at that, and over the years, it's been the same thing. Like he's good at creating a culture. I know that sounds cliche, but like he's been doing the same thing since I was there, and he finally just got guys that over time it clicked. You know what I mean? Like 2016, 2018, you could see that he had the talent and the guys that were like bought into everything that he was teaching us when we first got there.
Right.
Taking charges, diving on the floor, intangibles. So he's always been big about culture. Like from day one, when you get there, you notice like, all right, you gotta have a certain standard every day, or you're gonna get exposed, or you know what I mean? Like he just was about this is how we do things here. I know a lot of coaches and a lot of colleges, they have a certain approach to how they do things, but for him, it just seemed like it was like, all right, this is how we do things, no matter what.
Right.
Whether we are the most talented or we don't have it, you know what I mean? Like it just was every day you walked in, you knew you had to give your all, but we had a certain code. I mean, we had this thing called an attitude club where they kept track of like how many, all the intangibles I talked about, like assists, the things that require like a selfishness that don't get on the scoreboard.
Right.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like in the stat sheet. And that's how you are evaluated at Villanova. And,
right.
That's what's helped him win. Like to this day, is having dudes. Now he got like super talented dudes.
Right. McDonald's All-Americans, they pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's got to be probably the Fly's coach, I guess, as far as when it comes to dress, as well.
Yeah, he like Pat Riley. The thing is though, like he dressed all smooth like that, but he all about that grit. You know what I'm saying? That grit grind.
Right. That's what's up. Now, y'all made some pretty deep runs. What was the furthest that you guys got in the tournament?
My senior year, we lost to Florida when they had Joakim Noah, Al Horford.
Oh, that's when they was making their run. They won back to back.
Yeah, that was the first one. We lost to them in the Elite Eight.
Horford.
Lost to them in Elite Eight.
Brewer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Noah.
They
was loaded, man.
Who's the guards on those Florida teams?
Oh man, who was?
I remember Noah, Brewer.
I forgot.
Horford.
I think.
Was it Roberson? Was Roberson on that team?
Nah, he was gone by then. I think
okay.
They had.
Holy,
they had a shooter. They had this white shooter, and then they had this kid. I think his last name was Green or whatever. But they had.
Yeah.
To take size alone, man.
That team was loaded.
Size and versatility. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so now we fast forward and we get to the end. You finish up at Nova. What was your process now of getting your first pro job? Whether like working out at camp, signing with your agent. What was that process like?
Man, so I didn't play a lot at Nova, so I didn't really have agents.
Right. But you had height.
My door down.
But you had height though.
I had my height, man. Yeah. So how I got one of my first deals was one of my assistant coaches. They knew somebody that was coaching the Dominican Republic, and they had a tryout in Miami. So I like flew down to Miami and like stayed with one of my coach's friends, slept on the couch, and just like did a workout down in Miami.
Right.
And that was like my first gig in the Dominican Republic. And that lasted like a month and a half. I twisted my ankle and they sent me home.
Okay.
So then I came home. I was working at a car dealership, working for like one of the alums. I was just taking out the trash, answering phones. Man.
Right. So
after that, I went to Serbia.
So that was your next gig, Serbia.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how many years? I know we said before. Now you got 15 years in?
I thought, yeah, man. You know, I'm old, man.
Yeah.
And I think it's like 14 to 15, man.
Right.
15, I think, yeah.
Now, what like you said, like so you came back to Serbia that next year. So after that, have you only been in Europe and in Asia, and like in the Middle East?
Yeah. Like after Serbia, I had played in the IBL in the States. So I was having some contract problems with the Serbian team, so I just had to go back to the States and play in the league there. And after that, I went to the Middle East for like 4 years, and then after that, I went to Asia. I've been in Asia since.
Right. Now, I know you got in the ABL. I had my boy here, Marcus Elliott, for the the Asian basketball league. Now you got a championship over there, right?
Yeah, my second year in the ABL, I won the championship with the team out here in Bangkok.
Okay.
I think it's 2014.
Right. And I think you got like a defensive player, like a defensive player of the year. I saw when they had like I think it was this year, last year, they had like their all time. They were doing like their teams and stuff. And I saw that you had a couple accolades in that league, I guess like for defense or like blocks, I believe.
Yeah, Marcus is in there. Marcus in the top. They had a top 10 ABL players of all time.
Right.
Marcus, was in the league for a few years and he made it.
Right.
He won a championship.
Right.
But yeah, I did. I had 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards, 2 MVPs, and then that championship. And then like I led the league in blocks, so that helped me to get.
Right.
To get
what was
top
your
10 list, man.
At everywhere you've been? What was your favorite place?
Here, like the ABL, Southeast Asia, like
ABL.
Thailand. The ABL is like cool because you fly to different countries. It's kind of like the EuroLeague of Southeast Asia.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You play in Malaysia, Singapore. It's like 10 teams now.
Right. Now you played in Lebanon too, right?
Yeah, that was one of my favorite places too, in Beirut.
Right, yeah, we was in Beirut, and I think that's why I said the cool thing about Lebanon was like all the teams were close together, so all the Americans were like you almost had like no choice but to hang out. So
which team did you play for?
I was on Antronique, but
okay.
Some of the teams I don't even know if they're in the first league anymore. But like when I was there, it was like Jared Merrill, Darren Kelly, Norman Nolan, Aaron Haynes.
Oh yeah.
Calvin Cage.
I remember the guard, Darren Kelly, and your boy, what's his name?
Jared Merrill. Yeah.
Yeah, he bounced, right? I remember him.
Yeah, so that's when we was Lebanon was all right though. So and then in the ABL league you was in Vietnam, right?
Yeah, I've been in Bangkok, Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam, and I played for the Singapore Slingers.
Right. Okay. Now you've been over, like you said, like and having that 15-year career, like you said. Now you've been playing 15 years, and then like you said, like in Nova, where you really wasn't, like you said, where you didn't get a whole lot of playing time. Was that like once you became a pro, was that kind of like a chip? Did you have like a chip on your shoulder to be like, okay, like I'm gonna show you guys that, even though I didn't play in college, let me show you what I could have did. And like, did you kind of carry that into being a pro? Like once you became a pro?
For sure, man. Yeah, 100%, man. Like I didn't play, like you said, I didn't play a lot. So when I got these opportunities to like have playing time and to flourish, whatever, I really appreciated it. You know what I'm saying? Like I really valued that time,
right,
to play and like go at cats that I figured, have better college careers than me. But I felt like I was just as good. I just didn't get a chance to display it at Villanova. So when I got overseas, I was like, all right, I'm going at everybody's throat.
Right.
I think having that mentality helps you, because when you consider like not good or whatever, you got something to prove, and you always have that chip on your shoulder, man. Like,
right.
No matter how many accolades we get or how much, you know what I'm saying? If you start where you feel like you've been slighted, or you competing against dudes that got better, bigger name than you,
right?
No matter how many accolades, you just be like, man, you just got that.
Right, and that's why. Yeah, I was telling a couple guys before on here too. Like, I guess once you get overseas, you kind of bump in like every now and then you bump into a NBA guy or a guy that you seen play at like a big school. So it's kind of, I guess over there, like it's kind of even, like everybody's like an even playing field, you know, like once the ball goes up, you play there. So have you ran across any guys that we may know, like since you've been over, because I know that you've been around, was there any guys that we may have heard of that you ran across?
Yeah, when we was in Syria, my second year in Syria, Samaki Walker was out there. He's at the end of his career.
Okay.
He's older. What's the cat that he went to Arizona? He was like 7'1". He played in Lebanon for Riyadi.
Lauren Woods.
Lauren Woods was out there. Ronaldo Balkman played in the ABL recently. He's been playing the Philippines. He was like a lottery pick for the Knicks,
right?
I believe, a first round.
Okay.
A lot of cat, man. ABL this year they had OJ Mayo.
Yeah.
ABL been bringing a lot of former NBA players, but
over
the years, you know how it is, man. Like it don't matter if you Division 2, you know what I'm saying? Like high Division 1, once you get out there, it's even playing field. And like I done played against dudes that, you know what I'm saying, like they ain't come from the biggest schools.
Right.
You know how it is, and they get out there, they perform just the name.
That's what I was gonna ask you next as well. You know, since you've been over there for that long, who's the first person that just that you just feel like you couldn't guard or just cooked you, like, man, like I'm, like somebody that you just went home and was like, like they just got the best of them?
Man, honestly, like I'm trying to think of like somebody that people would recognize. Give me a second.
Yeah.
But I for sure, like when I was in Serbia, it was dudes that like I'd never heard of, like European cats that was legends out there.
Right. Yeah.
I just was like they was like just like beasts, man. They was physical and they was skilled. Like the bigs out there were so skilled.
Right.
And it was big, you know what I'm saying? Big and strong. And it was I'm trying to think of somebody that had like a name where I just was like, man.
It was a kid, that kid from the it was a kid. It was like I know he was in Serbia. He was on like a junior team. And he was like really good. Play once he moved up, I think he played for the big team in Belgrade. I cannot think of his name. I want to say that I think he's the kid like from the Kings maybe now. But he was like young when we was out there, but I was hearing about him. And I know I'll probably slaughter his name if I tried to say it, but I want to say he plays for the Kings now. But it's a lot of those junior players that get on like those teams that go to, like you said, they start out with like they start playing pro when they're 15, 16 years old.
Yeah.
So they got the advantage, or they've already developed once they get over here.
Yeah, what's the dude's name that he like 7'3"? He was in John Wick, I think. He was in one of the movies.
Oh yeah, him and he was by his hairs are always doing stuff. I cannot think.
Yeah, he was over there. He was a young cat. I think he played for like.
Oh, he was in Serbia.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
He was a young cat though. He played for one of the top teams. He was super young. I remember.
I want to say the kid. I looked it up. It was Nemanja Bjelica. Played for the Kings now. But he was in Serbia. Like I know I'm probably killing his name. Nemanja like Bjelica, something like that. So. But when we was in Serbia, he was one of the young cats that I was hearing about. I know that was like years ago, but you just don't know, who gonna do what once they get older.
Yeah, it was a lot of cats like that, man. You'd be like, oh, this dude played on Summer League in the NBA, and he was super young.
Right.
And you look years down, he in the league.
And you got some Summer League
I say that
experience, right?
Yeah, in 2000, before I came to the Middle East, I played with the Chicago Bulls Summer League. It was Derrick Rose's rookie year. Going into his rookie year, Joe King was on the team. Tyrus Thomas was on the team.
What I was gonna ask you too. Now, I'm gonna get you out of here. I ain't got too many more questions. But you got any? I always ask guys, you know, because everybody has one or two or maybe more. You got any like crazy stories, either with it like revolving like around money or like just in general since since you've been on? I know
everybody.
Right, right.
I know you got some, man. I know you got.
Yeah.
Everybody got some crazy stuff, man. I could think of one, like, it's been a bunch, man. But
right.
one that was pretty funny, man, is when I was playing in Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
And it was whispers they was trying to replace me.
Okay.
And we was about to go into the playoffs. So my agent, she hit me up and she was like, yo, they got somebody in that's gonna they got replacing you.
Right.
But we still was playing. I had a game, so we had a game, and we playing. I looked in the stands. There ain't a lot of people at the game, man. And the dude stood out like a sore thumb. It was just American. He was sitting in the stands,
like a random American dude in Saudi Arabia watching the game.
Yeah. So I'm like, that's my replacement. Like right there in the stands during the game, looking. I'm like, all right, man. So after the game, you know, the next day, we had like a light practice or whatever. So they told me like, they was like, don't worry about it. Don't come to the practice. So they was bringing a dude in, you know what I'm saying, to get a look at him.
Right.
They wasn't telling me. My agent was telling me everything. She was like, hey, they got this dude in, blah, blah, blah. So I asked my coach. I was like, Coach, what's up? Do y'all got a replacement for? He's like, no, just rest. Don't worry about it.
Right.
I'm like, all
right, man.
Right. So he lies to me. And then I guess it was like a player they wasn't like satisfied with. And plus my teams went to bat for me. It was like, we want Chris back. He's still here. Let's roll with him. Let's just finish the season with him.
Right.
So they ended up, you know, keeping me. But it just was like situations like that where, and you know, my teammates saved me a little bit. You know what I'm
saying? It kind of rocked the boat. Like you like it makes you like, you know, and especially playing with that coach now. Like, how can I trust you? You know, like I don't know if
right.
or every time I have like a bad game or something, like, I'm looking over my shoulder or you know, wondering if you bring somebody else in. But overseas, people will be like, man, that's wild. But like, it's so many stories like that. Like, you know, teams, you know, changing players or doing that. So people just don't understand like some of the insides or like, you know, I guess how it can be over there as far as like sometimes in 1 year you can play on 2 or 3 different teams possibly.
Yeah.
You know, and
like some of it, like some of it, you could be having numbers, putting up numbers, and still it's like, all right, we want to go another direction.
Right.
Just randomly.
That's why, you know.
And I always tell people.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, my bad.
Go ahead. Yeah.
No, I was saying like my teammates also like saved me a little bit too. And I tell people like, make sure when you go to these teams that you have, not only because it's the right thing to do, but because
relationships
you might need their back later on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like when I was there, I always tried to, like in Saudi, they sit on the floor to eat. And when we used to go out to eat, they sit on the floor, they eat with their hands. And they said like a lot of Americans used to look down on that. But I was like, you know, I'm here. Like I'm gonna try to, you know, jump into the culture and do what y'all do. So like just little stuff like that, like added up. They looked at me as like I was one of them.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like when it came time for a decision where I was gonna get cut or whatever, they was pulling for me like, yo, just bring Chris back, because we had that bond already.
Right.
So I think that kind of helped me. I always tell guys, make sure you build relationships. Don't be fake, you know what I'm saying? But try to build relationships with your guys while you're there.
And that's pretty dope. Like you said, like your relationship with your teammates off the court, you know, helped you in the long run. You know, like if you would have came in and like been an asshole towards your teammates, they'd been like, oh yeah, cool. Like that's cool because like Chris, you know, since he's been here, like he's been a problem. He don't talk to us no way, so it don't matter. But since you came in and you try to, you know, and you develop those friendships or relationships with your teammates, they went to bat for you.
Oh, yeah, man, it helps, man.
Now you got like I said, you got 15. You're going into 15 years. How many more you got? You think that you got left?
I'm on my last one.
This next year coming
play. I'm 39 right now. My goal was to try to make it to 40, man.
40.
So that's what I'm pulling for, man.
Yeah. Aaron said the same thing. I had Aaron Haynes was on here. He 39 too. He said that he always had, since he got close to it, that he wanted to make it to 40, and then that's when he wanted to retire. Like once he got to 40.
I don't know. I never met him, but I just know about him. He like a legend in Korea, right? Or
Yeah, in South Korea. He been over there, I think, for like 12 years.
man, I hear so much about him. I know a lot of, you know, saying got a lot of mutual friends, but I never
Yeah.
met
He
him.
was in Lebanon. That's why I met Aaron at. He was for not suggest. I forgot the name of that team, Baytroon. But when I was in Lebanon, Aaron was there too. So that's how I knew Aaron from Lebanon.
Man, that dude,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
a legend, man.
Aaron doing his thing. He got a couple of chips, couple MVPs. But yeah, I had him on like a week or two ago. But he a good dude, man. Solid
I
dude.
heard good things about him,
Yeah,
man.
solid dude.
You know everybody, man.
That's why I'm doing this, man, just to show, like, man, like, you know, just like how far, like, even though basketball is such a big, it's a lot of people, but like you always meet somebody that knows somebody. Like you didn't know that, like I played against Aaron in Lebanon, or like me and Marcus went to the same JUCO, so it's just like
Yeah,
the web is
small
just
world,
so,
man.
that web is just so it's a small world at the same time. But I know, you know, with you having, like you said, 15 years, I know it's got to be pretty cool to visit countries that you probably thought that you would have never saw, you know, just from playing ball, places that you went to probably never, you know, imagined going, but basketball took you there. That's why I always tell them, that's why the time I was over there, it was like the coolest experience, because I went places that I would have never went if it wasn't for basketball.
Yeah, you never thought you'd be in Syria, though.
Syria, right, yeah, like for sure.
Of
Like
all places.
the team was on like the army base in Syria. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So just wild, man. But yeah, I know, like you said, like people don't know you're still over in Bangkok now, practicing, getting ready for the season. I think it's like night here, but it's morning there. I know it took us a couple times to get this done, but
Yeah, sorry, man.
I'm glad that we finally did it, man. You know, I'm wishing you all the health and wealth to the upcoming season. You know that I'm gonna be in touch with you and just wishing you the best, and appreciate you coming on.
Hey, man, I appreciate you having me, man. I'm glad you're doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope it can help, you know, younger players or anybody that's watching. I appreciate, you know, even just connecting with you. You still look the same, dog. From like this dude ain't hey, man.
Black don't crack.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, but I wish you and the family well, man. Stay safe out there, brother, man. Like,
oh yeah, I appreciate you, bro. I guess just adding on to my diary. So you know, once I get everything on the page, I'll send everything to you, for sure.
All right, for sure, man. That, might have to get you. I will have to get you on the interview too, man.
Yeah, you got a dope page too. Like you said, I keep up good page too. Like I like everything how you do. Like you kind of do the videos of every country you've been to, and like the clips and everything. So I think that's pretty cool. I always watch guys who overseas, like watch their takes, especially guys that kind of document and like kind of put videos up everywhere. But I know that's kind of like weird, but I always love to see like where everybody's at and like what they're doing, especially like with you showing videos like everywhere that you've been as well, and posting that to your page, kind of sharing your story at the same time.
Yeah, man. We gotta, you know, before we know it, like it's over with, man. I'm coming to an end. I look back on those videos and experiences and these relationships that we have, man. That's what it's about. At the end of the day, man.
Through basketball, like I've built so many relationships or friendships, just through playing ball. So that's one thing cool about it too, the relationship that you develop off the court as well.
Revisit these crazy stories, all right?
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, what's your story? I know you're recording and everything, but what's you got any, you know what I'm saying, crazy stories?
Well, I would say probably not anything crazy, but like the money situation. Like one time I didn't know that, that you can only go through the airport with like a certain amount, but I was over that. Like the first year, like like you overseas, like I ain't trusting no bank. Like so I was stashing. I was talking about I had like a little rat hole bag. So when it was time to go, I was like, it was like, yeah. And then I started hearing like horror stories. Like I started like looking on Google, like people like, oh, losing money at the airport. So I just put on like a pair of tights and I put the socks over like the tights, and I just stuffed my pants like on both sides. It just all like I had just going through. I had like my full like I had for like a half a year's salary, and like my tight coming through the year, and somebody just sweating like coming through the airport like. Yeah, so that's probably like, of course, like by me being a rookie, like I didn't know that, like I didn't know no bank account. Like when you go overseas, you're like, I want all my money, and I want to just keep it so I can count it because I don't trust nobody over here. But that was
trust nobody.
But I guess that was like a rookie thing, when I first got over. So I thought that was pretty funny. I always think about that, like coming through that airport, like just sweating, like just
nervous,
like, just trying to be normal, yeah, like coming through the airport. So. And like when you're doing something like that, you feel like everybody watching you. You feel like every security.
You be overly paranoid.
Yeah, like every time like the walkie-talkie go off, you feel like that, like that's you that they calling for you. So yeah, that was probably. I mean, that was probably like you said. That wasn't the only one. I probably got plenty more. Some that like PG, but yeah, but that was probably one like when I was a rookie, like probably like early on. That was pretty funny though. But yeah. I think this is gonna get us. Oh yeah, I think this timer is gonna go off, so I'm gonna stop the recording.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna talk to you after. But yeah, but I appreciate you, coming on, bro, as well. And then I'm gonna at your page and everything. When I post, so people can check your page out too.
Okay, I appreciate you, man.
Okay.